Digital photography solved the wrong problem. We removed limits, we gave ourselves thousands of frames, massive memory cards, unlimited retries, and somewhere in that freedom, something changed. Because when you can take 2,000 photos in a day, none of them really feel expensive. None of them really feel worth it. Film was different. A standard roll of film gave you 36 exposures. That's it. 36 decisions to make. Every frame cost money. Every click of the shutter meant something. The frame itself was about 36 by 24 millimeters. Physical space, physical chemistry. The quality of the image wasn't determined by compression algorithms. It was determined by the size of the negative and by the grain structure of the emulsion. Film wasn't magical because of colors. It was magical because of scarcity, which means even in the film world, format size dictated how many decisions you were allowed to make. But let's go deeper. Film negatives and digital files are not the same thing. A film negative captures light through an analog density curve. Highlights roll off smoothly. Overexposure can look dreamy. There's no hard digital ceiling. It compresses gradually. Now, digital RAW files capture light linearly. Photons hit in the sensor, values increased in a straight line until they don't. Once you hit the sensor saturation, highlights clip, hard stop. Film tends to be stronger in highlight recovery. Digital tends to be stronger in cleaner shadow recovery. But here's the important part. A film negative is not a finished image. A raw file is not a finished image. These are starting points. They demand interpretation. Now, JPEG and HEIF files, those are finished images, tone mapped, compressed, and decisions baked in. Film negatives behave closeless to uncompressed RAW. Nothing baked in, maximum tonal information, and maximum freedom of interpretation. The format determines how many decisions I'm allowed to make. And something strange happens when you see 4 shots remaining in the corner of your screen. You stop spraying, you wait, you compose, you anticipate, you think. Ultimately, you slow down. Digital removed cost per frame. Film charged you for every decision you made. Now this 1 gigabyte card brings cost back, not financial cost, but decision cost. Constraints changes behavior. Abundance creates laziness. Scarcity creates intention. Film wasn't better because of grain. It was better because it forced you to slow down. You don't need film to think like a film photographer. You just need limits. This is a roll, and today I'm shooting it like one. Hey humans, welcome back to otro videito más. My name is Pablo Ramirez Torregrosa, and as of right now, we're going surface level on how to make your digital camera into a film camera. And no, it's not film simulations or presets or whatever. It's something more real, something more tangible, something that can actually give you limits. Now, when I hear people talk about how they want to shoot film because, you know, depending on the film that you use, you get a certain look, which is 100% true because emulsions are different. You know, each film is made differently. And yes, this is true. Imagine like each film being a different sensor of different cameras. I hear a lot of people say like, oh, if you shoot JPEG with film simulations, it's like shooting film because you can't really change anything. And that's kind of not true. When you develop your own film and when you scan your own film, you can tweak a lot of it. You can make it look drastically different depending on how you edit that raw file of the negative. So in my opinion, I don't think shooting JPEG is what you would call shooting film. What I think shooting film is having the limitations of the shots. For example, in 35mm film, you get 36 exposures. And then after that, if you don't have another roll, that's it, you're done. You literally cannot go back and do anything. It's over. And I think that's the real limitation that makes film so exciting and so like intentional, because you only have a certain amount of shots you can take. And when you only shoot 120 film, which is what I shoot, you get roughly 13 to 15 frames per roll, which is even less. So yeah, film is definitely back, and it's costing a lot of money to get back into. So that kept me thinking, like, I want to keep shooting film. I want to go out and shoot and have fun, but there are some days that I don't want to spend $20 worth of roll on images that I'm not like 100% in there. Some days you just want to go out and shoot and have fun, not really think about it, just slow down and enjoy the process. Now this is where the 1GB card comes in. Now the reason why this is so important is because of the limitation. Using the 1GB card was only meant for this camera, my Fujifilm X100. And the reason I chose this camera is because this is one of the few cameras, one of 3, that has the original X-trans sensor, which by all accounts, it is the best one. Now, colors are not accurate, but they are dreamy. They are ridiculously beautiful. It's a 16 megapixel camera, and I have it paired up with the Voigtlander Ultron 27mm f2. So it's great for everyday shooting. Now, when it comes to using the 1GB SD card on this XM1, if you're shooting RAW, you get 40 uncompressed RAW files. If you shoot JPEG normal plus RAW, you get 34 shots. If you shoot JPEG fine plus RAW, you get 31 shots. Now, if you only shoot JPEG normal, you get 244. And if you shoot JPEG fine, you get 153 shots. Now keep in mind, I love the way this sensor renders color. When it comes to everyday shooting, I love this camera and I love this lens paired with it. I mean, look, it looks like they belong together. And because I like the colors of these extra sensors, I love shooting JPEG fine. But I also like to have a RAW file just in case. Sometimes I want to convert it to black and white with a few presets I use, and sometimes I want to do different edits than what I get straight out of camera. Now, before doing this video for y'all, I was shooting JPEG fine plus RAW, and that gave me 31 exposures, 31 shots, 31 decisions. But now that I've made this list, and I can clearly see the amount of exposures I get depending on which format I choose, I'm definitely going to start shooting JPEG normal plus RAW, because it does give me the closest to the 36 exposures you get on a film camera, which I really think is like the key to the 36 frames you get from a 35mm roll of film is JPEG normal plus RAW, 34 frames, which I think is pretty close. 2 less frames. That means I gotta make each one count a little bit more. Now, obviously we're shooting digital here. Our constraint is how many frames fit on the SD card. And I also get that you can technically go in there and delete a photo if you don't like it. But I also believe that defeats the purpose of our goal here. On a regular film camera, you're not deleting anything. So when shooting with the 1GB SD card, you shouldn't delete anything either. Trust me, it makes it so much better. And mentally, it makes you focus so much more to make sure you get a good shot. And even if you come back and you don't like any of the shots, it's fine, because it's digital. You didn't waste a single cent on film and on developer and on time developing film. So get yourself a 1GB a 2 gigabyte, a 3 gigabyte. Depends on the camera you have. This is a 16 megapixel camera, APS-C, and as you can see here, JPEG normal plus RAW gives me 34 frames, which is perfect for me. So depending on the file sizes that your camera produces, you can calculate how many gigabytes you need to make it like you're shooting a roll of 35mm film. And if you want to make it even more challenging, just make it 15 frames, or like you're shooting 120 film. The goal is to put constraints on yourself. This is the whole goal, and it makes the experience that much better. And the reason I choose Fuji's to do this process is because Fuji's just feel like the closest thing to a film camera. Now, I have also used the 1 gigabyte on my Fujifilm X100VI, and on that camera it gets a little tricky because first of all, there's a lot more different combinations that you can make as far as files and compressions. Now the X100VI is a 40 megapixel sensor, which means you get less frames for that 1 gigabyte. I normally try to shoot between raw compressed or lossless compressed. Now I think lossless compress mimics film a little bit more in the way you can push and pull in the edit. With lossless compress, you get 11 frames, and with compress, you get 15 frames. Now the sensor that the X100VI has, when it comes to just straight out of camera, it doesn't do anything for me, so it's not really like a big deal, which is why I only shoot raw on the Fujifilm X100VI. And normally, yeah, I'm shooting raw compressed or lossless compress. I really want to get in there, but the range is there between 11 and 15 frames for 120 film. Now my girlfriend has an XE4 with a 26 megapixel sensor, and that gives you an in between the XM1's 16 megapixels and the X100VI 40 megapixels. And again, to me, on the XE4, the color straight out of camera doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm also shooting raw. And in this case, you can shoot raw compressed and get 38 frames on that 1 gigabyte card. Now remember, depending on the file sizes your camera produces, you might need more or less if you're shooting for that 36 frames or that 11 to 15 frames on medium format film cameras. So depending on the constraint that you want to put on yourself depends on how much memory you want on that SD card. And this SD card, to me, I treat it as film. Like I go out, I shoot, I don't delete. Once it's full, I'm done. I come back, I look at the photos, edit whatever it is I want to edit, post whatever it is I want to post, and just enjoy it, you know? And if by any reason this card doesn't get full on that photo walk and I come back and there's 5 frames left, 6 frames left, yeah, I don't delete it and I don't see the pictures until I have finished filling up this SD card. I mean, you can do whatever you want, obviously, but I think the way you get to make your digital cameras feel like film cameras is to put this one constraint. And if you want to go full frame, you can even go with the Nikon ZF, which has all the dials we want to set your exposure. So you can even bring a light meter if you want to and practice and use it and see how everything turns out. But I swear on it, if you want to make your digital camera into a film camera, or you want it to feel like one, then just do this. Get this 1 gigabyte SD card. I swear, it's worth it. And it's cheap. This is like cheap. I think it was like $5. I don't know. Cheap. Super cheap. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, tara próxima.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.